The Fuhrer is demanding the voting records from Minnesota in order to pull out the fascist terrorist death cult that is executing Americans in the streets. That's actually what's going on. Attorney General Pam Bondi, one of the chief Nazis of the Trump regime, she sent a letter to Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota saying that they will withdraw the fascist invasion if the voting records are handed over, if all of the records of SNAP benefit recipients are handed over. Essentially, they're threatening the entire state of Minnesota, saying the only way that you will ever stop being terrorized is if you hand over all of your private information to the federal government. That's what we're at. Now, here's the thing. I do not have much faith in Tim Walz because Tim Walz is a spineless, gelatinous fucking coward. And he actually had a phone call with Trump and seemed to have come to a deal with him to welcome more ICE agents and to welcome Tom Homan into Minnesota. I mean, the guy has the ability to deploy the National Guard to stand beside the protesters, but instead he deployed the National Guard to stand beside ICE because he's a fucking supine jelly, a spineless fucking worm. Tim Walz, do us all a fucking favor and resign in disgrace. I can't fucking believe you almost became the vice president in this fucking nation. But we gotta talk about that. We're also gonna talk about, obviously, the ICE cruelty. They shot another fucking person yesterday. They shot a person's finger clean off, which is hilarious because I'm pretty sure in Minneapolis, a protester bit off one of ICE's fucking fingers, which is incredible. And then we're going to talk about China. China is kicking our ass in terms of AI and robotics. They essentially have like drones. They have like a fleet of 200 drones that one individual can operate. They have armed drones. They have armed drones. They're beating the ever-living fuck out of us in this new future warfare that we're moving into. And then we're going to talk about Elon Musk and his alleged role in 2024 election interference, which a lot of us have been saying for a long time. If you don't remember, Elon said that if Trump didn't win the election, he'd be going to prison. And he fucking meant it. And it's probably true. If Trump hadn't won, Elon would probably be in fucking prison. But we got a lot to talk about, and we're going to dive into it. Before we do, I want to give you a couple of shameless plugs. Hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti. I'm a dirtbag leftist. I'm a socialist. There's nothing I hate more than fascism. And if you want to help support this channel because I'm a dissident of the regime, which means that my voice is suppressed in the algorithm, there's a couple of ways that you can help me. Here's the free way to help me. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Those 4 things cost you fucking nothing, and they help me immensely. And it's not really about me, it's about boosting up leftist voices. Okay, now if you do want to support this channel financially, because this is what real independent media looks like. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser or a sponsor or a billionaire or a government or a PAC or any of that shit that you see on Tim Pool's fucking show, that bald ass bitch, or fucking Ben Shapiro, that motherfucker. They do like 20 goddamn ad reads in a 30-minute video. It's unfucking believable. But me, I don't do that shit, and that's why you could trust me. So if you want to support the channel financially, help me pay my fucking bills and help make this operation get bigger and bigger and bigger, you could buy merch like the Democratic Socialist poster, the Duty Calls poster. I got the Duty Calls hoodie on right now. We got the Valenti Videos mugs. We got a whole bunch of merch located down below. You can click the thanks button down below to tip me directly. You can click the join button down below to become a member to the channel for $5. It'll give you access to member-only content and some pretty cool emojis. And then last but not least, you can donate to me directly on Patreon, whether it's $1, $5, $8. You're going to get access to Patreon-only content, and they take less of a cut than YouTube does. So, to anybody who's ever donated a single fucking dollar to the channel, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And thank you for 141,000 subscribers. And without further ado, why don't we just dive right in? We're going to start off with the Fuhrer's latest statement on Truth Social, which is his private lying platform. Governor Tim Walz called me with the request to work together with respect to Minnesota. It was a very good call, and we actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. I told Governor Walz that I would have Tom Homan call him, and that what we are looking for are any and all criminals that they have in their possession. The governor very respectfully understood that, and I will be speaking to him in the near future. He was happy that Tom Homan was going to Minnesota, and so am I. We have such tremendous success in Washington, D.C., Memphis, Tennessee, and New Orleans, Louisiana. And virtually every other place that we have touched, and even in Minnesota, crime is way down, but both Governor Walz and I want to make it better. President Donald J. Trump. So it seems like Walz is capitulating. He's meeting with Donald. He's meeting with Tom Homan. He's welcoming more ICE agents into Minnesota. And it seems like Pam Bondi and Donald Trump are demanding the Minnesota voter rolls amid ICE surge. So I'm going to show you the actual letter. This is the actual letter that the Trump regime decided to send to Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota. Now, the first half of this is a whole bunch of fucking bullshit, propaganda, dumb shit. But what matters here is the demands. Here are the demands from the federal government. First, share all of Minnesota's records on Medicaid and food and nutrition service programs, including the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program data, that's SNAP, with the federal government. Allowing the federal government to efficiently investigate fraud will save Minnesota taxpayers money and ensure that Minnesota's welfare funds are being used to help those in need, not enrich fraudsters. Now, you've probably been hearing a lot about Minnesota fraud. This is because of a bumbling retard by the name of Nick Shirley, who actually has the IQ of a fucking toaster, who came up with this entire investigative journalist video that was propped up by the federal government. It was signal boosted. And it's just the bullshit where he goes outside of a daycare demanding to see the children because he's a complete fucking freak. Just to remind you, the whole thing is about Somalis living in Minnesota. 90% of Somalis in Minnesota are U.S. citizens. Of that 90%, 60% were born in the United States of America. And when it comes to this fraud case, which has been under investigation for 7 years, the literal ringleader of all of that Minnesota fraud is a white woman. Granted, that completely dismantles their entire talking point, so they'll never fucking bring that up. Anyway, let's move on to the second demand. Second, repeal the sanctuary policies that have led to so much crime and violence in your state. Removing criminal illegal aliens from Minnesota neighborhoods will save lives, and state and local officials should support this goal. All detention facilities in your state should cooperate fully with ICE, honor immigration detainers, and permit ICE to interview detainees in custody to determine immigration status. I urge you to reach an agreement with ICE that allows them to remove illegal aliens in custody of Minnesota's prisons and jails and avoids pushing these interactions into your streets. And then the third and final demand is this. Third, allow the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice to access voter rolls to confirm that Minnesota's voter registration practices comply with federal law as authorized by the Civil Rights Act of 1960. Fulfilling this common sense request will better guarantee free and fair elections and boost confidence in the rule of law. Now, here's the thing. They don't believe in the rule of law. They don't believe in free and fair elections. They are doing this in order to get a stranglehold over registered Democrats in swing states. That is the point. They will do everything they possibly fucking can to limit the amount of registered Democrats who vote in the midterm elections. Now, here's the thing. You've heard it a million times. You heard it from me. You heard it from Hassan. You heard it from Kyle Kalinske. If you give a fascist an inch, they take a fucking mile. Now, if Governor Tim Walz bends the fucking knee and actually capitulates to these dog people, they're not pulling out ICE. And on top of that, they're going to use this as a springboard to do the same fucking thing to every other blue state. Send in the Nazis, let the Nazis start murdering people in the street, and when people start to become scared and confused and demand some sort of movement from their leadership, that's when they're going to get this same letter. Give us your voting records, give us your SNAP benefits, give us everything you fucking have on your registered voters, and then we'll pull out ICE. They're not going to pull out ICE. They're never going to pull out ICE. ICE needs to be pushed out, not pulled out. Now, if you pick up what I'm putting down, then you understand what I'm saying. It is up to you, the people. It is up to us, the working class. It is up to the proletariat to stand up to our oppressors because, comrades, you have nothing to lose other than your chains. That's the reality of the fascist dictatorship that you live in. What do you have to lose? You have to lose your free health care? You don't got it. You have to lose your house? You don't got it. You have to lose your salary? You don't got it. You don't got shit, motherfucker. And it's because you live in the end stage of capitalism. Not the late stage. That was the invasion of Iraq. You're living in the fucking end stage. This shit ain't lasting much longer, boys. All right, let's move on here. I want to show you this ICE protester who had her fucking finger shot clean off her fucking hand.
Medic.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Shot her fucking finger clean off her goddamn hand. You know, I mean, I don't know how much more of this that the American people are going to be able to take before there's a genuine fucking revolution. Also, this shit has gotten so bad that Marjorie fucking Taylor Greene spoke up on it. This is the fucking woman who said that there were Jewish space lasers melting Hawaii. This is the woman who said that Nancy Pelosi deserved to be hanged, okay? If you're capable of losing a troglodyte such as Marjorie Taylor Greene, your entire fucking movement is cooked. So, she goes, I impeached Biden's Secretary of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas. Those were my articles of impeachment that passed in the House of Representatives. I unapologetically believe in border security and deporting criminal illegal aliens, and I support law enforcement. However, I also unapologetically support the Second Amendment. Legally carrying a firearm is not the same as brandishing a firearm. I support America's First and Fourth Amendment rights. So she's saying this because the First, Second, and Fourth Amendment have all been abolished. You can disagree with me. You could plug your ears, close your eyes, and go la 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 like a dumb fucking bitch, but your right to peacefully protest, or sorry, your right to protest is done. Tom Homan and Kash Patel said that if you bring a gun to a protest, you will be shot dead. So that is your First and Second Amendment rights combined, completely fucking removed. ICE also no longer needs a judicial warrant in order to enter your home. That's a complete violation of your Fourth Amendment. So the First, Second, and Fourth Amendment are gone, done, kaput. And I know a lot of you fucking libtards are gonna go, stop spreading misinformation. They didn't actually abolish it. You can't say that. Oh yeah? Is that gonna stop the ICE Nazis from breaking down your fucking door? You're gonna stand there going, this is a violation of my Fourth Amendment rights and you are not allowed. You know what they're gonna do? Put 11 shots into your fucking chest and then declare you a domestic terrorist before your body's cold. That's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. You wanna know why I know this? Because that's what they've been doing. Yeah, no, they've already been doing it. So if you can't wake up and smell the fucking roses, I'm afraid you ain't never gonna wake up. I support America's First and Fourth Amendment rights. There is nothing wrong with legally, peacefully protesting and videoing. MAGA, consider it like this. We lost our minds when we watched Biden's FBI track down and aggressively carry out home invasions and arrests on peaceful J6ers who were walked into the Capitol through open doors. Oh my God, this dumb fucking slut. I can't fucking believe this shit. I have to burp. Excuse me. Imagine if one of our MAGA independent journalists or even just a MAGA supporter stood in the street outside of a January 6ers house while Biden's FBI carried out law enforcement operations, home invasion, and arrest. Then Biden's FBI goes to the MAGA guy videoing it all, shoves a woman with him to the ground, sprays him with bear spray, and then throws a MAGA guy to the ground as that MAGA guy was trying to help the woman off the ground. Then Biden's FBI beats a MAGA guy in the ground, disarms a MAGA guy, and then shoots him dead. What would have been our reaction? Both sides need to take off their political blinders. You are all being incited into a civil war, yet none of it solves any of the real problems that we all face, and tragically people are dying. So here's the thing. She made a mistake here by thinking that MAGA is capable of putting themselves in the shoes of anybody else. They're not capable of that. They're mentally retarded. They have disabilities. And I do mean that. If you support Donald Trump, you're mentally retarded, okay? And there's nothing wrong with retarded people. You're just one of them. So deal with it. So Marjorie fucking Taylor Greene has completely abandoned ICE. That's the point that we're at right now. Now, speaking of ICE being the Gestapo, I want to show you one of my goats, Hassan Piker, from 7 fucking years ago. Let me scroll down so you can see that. 7 fucking years ago, saying that ICE is the Gestapo. And there's still these fucking stupid libtards out there who are saying that Hassan has controlled opposition, when in reality, he's been the fucking beacon of truth for the past decade.
First they came for the communists.
We're not going to watch the whole thing.
Speak out, because I was not a communist.
ICE is Gestapo, a state-sponsored law enforcement division
Back when Hassan was a little baby.
created to wreak havoc in our communities, separate.
Anybody know how old Hassan is right now? I think he's 36. So wouldn't that make him 29 in this? Because that would make him the same fucking age as me right now. You know what I'm saying? This might be back when he was, oh, he's 34. I don't know how fucking, he's 34. So what's 34 minus 7? 27, that makes him 27. All right, so he's either 27 or 28 in this, so he's about the same age as me in this.
Families and punish people.
Granted, Hassan, you got a job from Uncle Cenk. You got a job at the Young Turks. I'm doing this shit, building it brick by fucking brick. Ah! I'm sorry.
Well, overwhelmingly people of color, for the crime of wanting to pursue the American dream.
When you commit a crime against this country, enter the country illegally, you should be
Yeah, Tom Homan has been in charge of ICE for like a fucking decade and a half, dude.
worried.
ICE terrorizes your neighbors with its indiscriminate exercise of force and has less to do with violent criminal apprehension than ever before. You don't target jaywalkers when you're trying to end violent crime, so why do ICE targets range from teenagers in middle school to little girls with cerebral palsy on their way to the hospital? And no, I didn't misspeak. ICE literally apprehended a child with cerebral palsy.
Dude, I love how he like had to stop and like double down on that, because back then that was the most heinous shit ICE had done. You detained a little girl with cerebral palsy? You know what they do now? They fucking use children as bait to lure out their families. They deport 5-year-olds with cancer. They execute people on the fucking street. But this is what it was like 7 years ago. Oh, how the mighty have fucking fallen.
A 10-year-old girl with cerebral palsy faces deportation after her ambulance was stopped at an
This is 7 years ago.
immigration checkpoint while on her way to get emergency surgery.
Do you feel safe? I feel much safer knowing that this criminal is getting deported.
Then they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a socialist.
And it doesn't end there. Just look at Long Island, for example. Remember at his State of the Union where Trump made it seem like Long Island had been overtaken by Salvadorian murder gangs raping and killing indiscriminately? And by the way, MS-13 has been responsible for a high number of murders in the area, I will admit that. And violent criminals and gang members who are here illegally should absolutely be deported. However,
I agree. I've talked about that before. Listen, if you are here illegally and you are a violent criminal, I believe you're entitled to due process. All persons within, it's not even about my belief. All persons within the United States of America are entitled to due process. But if you are here illegally and a violent criminal, yeah, you should be arrested and then sent back to your respective nation, because I don't want to fucking use my tax dollars to feed you in an American fucking prison.
ICE has used this statistic and Trump's constant fear-mongering to justify what The Intercept calls the new school-to-deportation pipeline. Now, in the Long Island school system, undocumented minors...
Somebody in chat just said this is a deflection from Gaza and Palestine. You do know that Gaza and Palestine are not the, or Gaza's in Palestine. You do know that that's not the only terrible thing happening on this planet, right? Because I do a lot of advocacy for the Palestinian people. I cover Israel's fucking genocide on them regularly. But that doesn't mean that you can't cover anything else. They're fucking murdering us in the streets. We're going to war with NATO. And, bro, everything's fucking connected.
Are not protected by the law, and they can be reported for insanely trivial things like a scribble on a notebook or for wearing a Lady Gaga t-shirt, which no one should be punished for. Lady Gaga's great. And if you're not documented yet, even if you're waiting on your green card to arrive, you basically have no rights.
Dude, you know what the funniest thing is too? Is like, we're talking about paperwork. Like, to be an undocumented immigrant is to be missing paperwork. You know what I'm saying? You can just become a legal immigrant. And yet, the response to a paperwork problem is a masked paramilitary terrorist organization knocking door to door, demanding to see paperwork, proof of citizenship from every single American citizen, like this is fucking Nazi Germany. That's the point that we're at.
Then they came for the trade unionists, and I did not speak out, because I was not a trade unionist.
And ICE not only deports children, which is already incredibly inhumane, they also target immigrants who are involved in political advocacy. They detain activists for absolutely frivolous reasons.
Dude, this is 7 years ago. This is before, like, Rumeja Ozturk. This is before, I forgot the other guy's name. There was another guy, Mahmoud Khalil. This is before all of this. They've been doing this shit for so fucking long, and people are just now waking up to it.
For example, setting a...
And this is something I want to talk about. I've talked about this before. Maybe I haven't, actually. In the early 2000s, right, during the invasion of Iraq and Afghanistan, it was a 22-year-long occupation. I would say from the year 2000 to the year 2015, there were 3 categories of Americans, right? And this is because of how effective the propaganda was. There were 3 categories. There were those who were aware of what was going on. Those are the journalists and the people who are like, guys, they don't have weapons of mass destruction. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. Bin Laden isn't there. We are there to harvest oil. And that was a very small margin of people, right? Those are the people who were aware. Then there were the people who were like actually completely consuming the propaganda, right? The people who go, they have weapons of mass destruction. Iraq and Afghanistan did 9/11. We are there for a valiant reason, right? But then the middle of the ground, that third option, which I believe was the majority of Americans, were very confused. Okay? Because the propaganda was really good. They spent years manufacturing consent for the invasion of Iraq. They told us they had weapons of mass destruction. They showed us videos of the heinous shit going on in the Middle East. They did a very good job of confusing the American people. But right now, they gave up. Not the American people, but the government has given up on pissing in your face and telling you it's raining. Now they're pissing in your face and telling you it's pissing, right? So that group of people who are confused, who don't know what to do, that group no longer has a leg to stand on. Now you either see that we are threatening to go to war with NATO, we are threatening to invade Greenland, we are kidnapping world leaders, we have a masked paramilitary group murdering innocent people in the fucking streets. That is so blatantly obvious that there's only two groups now. Those who support the fascism and those who oppose the fascism. That middle ground of like the confused, maybe the apolitical people, they are now simply one thing: cowards. They are cowards. They see the same thing you see. They are choosing to be blissfully ignorant. They are deciding to plug their ears, close their eyes, and cling on to the state of normalcy that makes them feel like everything's gonna be okay after the midterm elections. That's it now. And in this world, complacency is compliance. If you allow the fascists to walk in, you are the fucking fascist. There's an old saying about this. If you go to a bar and there's 4 Nazis there and you hang out with them, there's 5 Nazis at that bar. That's what's going on. I probably butchered that, but that's what's going on here. Let's keep listening to young little baby Hassan.
10-year-old driving infraction, ICE arrested Eliseo Dorado, who is the husband of a sanctuary church leader in Colorado. Last year, ICE detained and threatened to immediately deport dreamer Daniela Vargas right after she spoke at a rally opposing a proposed state anti-immigration law. But what does the director of ICE, Thomas Homan, have to say about all this?
I'm enforcing laws that they've enacted. I'm enforcing laws that the president signed.
Except...
Dude, something must have happened to Tom because he doesn't sound like he's chewing on marbles in this. But anyway, we're not gonna watch the whole thing. Shout out to Hassan Piker. Make sure you sub to Hassan on Twitch. I fucking love you, my goddamn king. Please hang out with me. I won't sexually harass you. I know I'm Italian, but you know, that's Cuomo. That's not, I'm gonna sexually harass you. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about China's robot fleet, because I got these 3 videos sent to me and they're absolutely horrifying. Get a look.
I'm here at a mass production factory of humanoid robot in Shanghai's Lingang Pilot Free Trade Zone. The factory belongs to a Chinese company called AGI Bot. Actually, last Monday, I am here for attending a delivery ceremony for the company's 5,000th humanoid robot just in this company.
We're all gonna fucking die. Bro, huh? What the fuck is this?
And we can see this is what the scene looked like.
Oh my God, they got them in 2 different races. There's gonna be a clanker race war.
Then it looks like I'm filming the Terminator, actually. And over the past week, these robots have been gradually delivered to customers. And we know that in 2025, the humanoid robot has become the cyber super.
Yo, by the way, what you're looking at is like a battalion, okay? I know that like you might be thinking like, oh, that's gonna be good because it's gonna be like a slave. Everybody gets to have their own slave, but they're not people, so it's okay. That's not the point. They want to replace soldiers with these fucking things. You want to know why? You don't have to feed that thing. You don't have to pay that thing. You don't have to give that thing mental health care when it comes home because it's got PTSD. You don't even need that thing to come home. You just leave that fucking thing out there and you could program it to give a fuck about making it home if you really fucking want, but this is the replacement to combat troops.
Star in China, and this year have also.
And also, more importantly, a clanker can't go to court. A clanker can't stand on trial. A clanker could commit a fucking war crime, murder a whole bunch of kids, and then what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna take to court? Who are you gonna sue? The creator of it? I mean, we already know what the military's going to do. They're going to go, hey, that wasn't me. That's the AI. You know, it made a mistake. It said that was a target. You know, you can't blame me for it. When in reality, you should be blamed for it. Absolutely. If you are a general and you deploy the use of an autonomous targeting system and that targeting system kills an innocent person, you should be charged. 100%. I don't give a fuck even if it was a malfunction.
Being known as the Ingrodu.
Thank you for the $5, Pete Hegseth. If you think this is interesting, look up the Type 076 drone boat. I'll look it up later.
Of the mass production of humanoid robots. And we can see the robots have played different performance and doing different jobs in Chinese different scenarios over there.
All right, now I got more for you because it only gets scarier. Check this one out. This is what's gonna kill me. This fucking thing right here is gonna kill me. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. Now, I know some of you are looking at this and you're probably like, oh, that's for the future. No, that exists now, and Israel is using it in Gaza. They had an autonomous targeting system that was nicknamed Where's Daddy? Because they kept on murdering fathers and their children would look around for them aimlessly. This already exists. We've been using this shit. Bro, that's a kill streak? Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure you get one of these after 7 type shit. I got more for you. Now you're gonna watch clankers making clankers. The clankers have learned how to reproduce. I'm gonna mute this because I think I'm gonna get copyright struck. The clankers are making more clankers. I'm just realizing that Ark Raiders, it's a goddamn documentary. This is so fucking scary to me. That is so, wait a minute. Okay. All right, I'm sorry. That's disgusting. All right. Now I got one more for you. China reveals 200-strong AI drone swarm that can be controlled by a single soldier. Intelligent algorithm allows individual units to cooperate autonomously even after losing communication with the operator, bro. I mean, what the fuck? China's People's Liberation Army, the PLA, just demonstrated its latest drone swarm tech on state TV, showing a single soldier controlling 200 units. According to the South China Morning Post, the drones were launched from the Swarm 1 land vehicle, aka the High Mobility Swarm Weapons System, which can simultaneously launch 48 fixed-wing drones that work together. Each unit can then autonomously communicate with each other, allowing the entire swarm to fly in precise formation and divide tasks among themselves, like conducting multi-target reconnaissance and strike operations, Chinese state broadcast CCTV said in the report. Quote, each drone is equipped with an intelligent algorithm. National University of Defense Technology School of Intelligence Science Research Fellow Zheng Zhaojia said to CCTV, through interconnection and autonomous negotiation, they can form a powerful, collaborative, intelligent swarm. Aside from that, the drones combat electromagnetic interface using an autonomous anti-jamming algorithm, allowing them to continue operating even without contact from an operator. Even a single person can control a swarm of more than 200 fixed-wing drones launched simultaneously from multiple vehicles. Huh? What? Huh? You're telling me one Chinese guy can operate 200 of those, and let's say hypothetically we body that Chinese guy and the drones are still operating? GG. GG. Yeah, no, thanks, chatter. It's okay, though, because Trump's got battleships. In respect to battleship, we're rebuilding them. We've got the new Trump-class carrier. It's the biggest battleship that the world has ever seen. and it's got anti-drone technology on it. We've got a handful of slingshots with very disciplined and rage-fueled young men who are addicted to white monsters. And they're gonna body every drone. They're just gonna take them out like David and Goliath. They're gonna ooh, and then they're gonna ooh, and then ooh. I mean, dude, like, genuinely, we're fucked. We're fucked. That's what we're up against. All right, last thing I want to show you is this Substack article. This is from somebody called The Concerned Bird from January 10th, 2025, and I can't believe I've never seen this before, but it's quite literally an allegation that Elon Musk and the people working at X rigged the 2024 election, which a lot of us have been talking about before. Now, a lot of this is bullshit here in the beginning. I'm writing this with a heavy heart. As a former ex-employee on an H-1B visa, I can't reveal my identity without risking anything, or without risking everything. But what's important here is this. One of the most disturbing things we did was create thousands of fake accounts using advanced AI systems called Grok and Eliza. These accounts looked completely real and pushed political messages that spread like wildfire. Haven't you noticed they all disappeared like magic? We also knowingly allowed foreign governments to manipulate the platform. State-backed groups from Israel, Iran, and Russia were running their own influence campaigns, and because their goals aligned with ours, we looked the other way. Even when they clearly broke the rules, we did not stop them. Perhaps the most unethical part was how we manufactured news stories. One team would write completely fake articles, while another team would artificially boost their engagement metrics to make them go viral. We specifically targeted certain groups of people knowing exactly how to manipulate their views and emotions. So that's talking about like the inbred toothless hicks who believe that the Haitians are eating the cats and the dogs. They were specifically targeting those people because they know how stupid they are. The moderation team became a tool for our agenda. We systematically silenced anyone who got in our way, enforcing the rules when it suited us and ignoring them when it didn't. Elon Musk himself was deeply involved in these decisions, often joking about being black hat MAGA. Remember where he was like, I'm dark MAGA. I'm dark gothic MAGA. Fucking autistic Nazi. What started as U.S. election interference has now spread to other countries. We're currently doing the same thing in Germany with the Alternative für Deutschland party, that's the Nazi party, and other European nations. The damage we've done is immeasurable, and I don't know if it can ever be fixed. People don't know what's real anymore, and that's exactly what we wanted. The pilot program for the Eliza AI agent was election interference. Eliza was released officially in October of 2024, but we had access to it before then thanks to Mark Andreessen. Oh my god, another one of these fucking technocrat oligarchs. I'm terrified to be writing this, but I had to speak up. I just hope that someone with the power to do something about this sees this letter. You'll know what I'm saying is the truth by Elon's actions, and to the news someone spoke out. For more evidence, look at the docs of Eliza AI agent software. We left breadcrumbs. Yours sincerely, a former employee who can't sleep at night. Now, we'll never know who this is, but if you ever do watch this, you can sleep. You done good. You done good. You at least had the courage to spill the fucking beans, and that's more than any of us can ask for, so you can go to bed, dude. I don't know what any of this means. I don't speak in code. Maybe one or two of you do. If you do, screenshot this and analyze it, come back and let me know if this is real shit or not, because if this is real, this is criminal. This is incredibly criminal. I mean, this is the degradation of American democracy done by a fucking pedophile trillionaire named Elon Musk. It's unbelievable. All right, listen, if you're here live, you stay. We got to make a thumbnail for this video. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much. I hope you left with a little bit more knowledge than you came here with, and I hope I was able to hold your hand and waltz through the fire with you to make it a little bit less hot, you know. That's my goal. I know consuming the news is brutal. I'm the one who fucking consumes it. It's terrible. But I try to make it a little bit easier for you to deal with, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, at the end of the day, who are we? We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We fight for the gospel and honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers.